Hello, I am Chandler Morehouse, and this is my CS122A project. In this project, I created a modified Pong, which incorporates power-ups, unlike the traditional Pong. For this project, I used 3 microcontrollers, the middle one being the master microcontroller, and the 2 on the sides are the slaves using SPI. I had 2 2-axis joysticks, an LCD screen, 5 buttons, 4 8x8 LED matrices, which are bicolor, and then 10 shift registers to control the LED matrices. The master microcontroller controls the LCD screen, the different inputs, and also uses SPI to control the slaves. The slaves are connected to 5 shift registers each, and those shift registers controls the LED matrices. The 5 shift registers controls a different component of the LED matrices. These bottom 2 control the columns of each separate LED matrix. For green, these top 2 do the same but with red. And then this bottom one controls the rows of all or both LED matrices. The row pins of the LED matrices are connected since they will be the same for both. This also saves the amount of data I need to send from the master controller. The master controller sends a specific set of data to both slaves. What it sends is the first bit being the color that it wants to output, the row at which it outputs that dot, and then the column of that dot. The master updates both LED matrices on a 1 millisecond timer, and it outputs one dot individually. When you start up the game, you're greeted with a startup screen, and then you are taken to the menu. The red and green buttons control which mode you wish to select. The black button allows you to select the mode that you want, and it will begin the game. Regular mode incorporates power-ups, which is the addition to the Pong game that I created. Or you can play on retro mode, which removes the power-ups. Once the game has started, both screens will output the same thing, and both joysticks will control the individual paddles. Player 1 will start with the ball, and when the player is ready, they will press this button to begin the game. Once a round begins, power-ups will begin to show up after 5 seconds of starting. There are 3 different types of power-ups, and they can be distinguished by the color that outputs onto the screen. This one is yellow, which means a neutral type. A neutral type will affect both paddles or both boards. A red, which power-up, will detriment whoever captures the power-up, and then a green power-up will give them advantages or benefits. The type that is outputted is random, but it must be one of the ones in its color domain. This one slowed the ball down. The other yellow can also speed up the ball. Some of the green ones allows for the player to capture the ball and re-choose where to fire the ball, or to lengthen the paddle at which the player has, or it also can hide your own paddle on the other person's board. The detrimental power-ups do the opposite, shortening your own board or hiding the other player's paddle for 10 seconds. All power-ups last for 10 seconds and then respawning after 5 seconds after the benefit or the power-up has ended. Whenever a player scores, the screen will update based on whoever scored the point. The first person to reach 10 wins the game. That is my CS122A project. Thank you very much.